Welcome to another episode of Hella Trades. I'm Ralphie D, along with my co-host JB. In this show, we dissect trade paperbacks, graphic novels, and comic book stories that we grew up loving
or hating.
One of us hasn't read the story at times, and other times our co-host may suggest one that we may or may not have read. Did that sentence make sense?
Not at all.
Not at all. But today's story we're going to work on
Legends by the great John Byrne.
Yes.
All right. Legends starts off with one of Darkseid's one of his more clever plans on taking over the Earth. Obviously, he has been stifled by the superheroes
many times.
So in this series, he once again takes credit for Desaad's plan.
I know. It was so obvious in this that Desaad's trying to, make his play.
Yeah, it's a very clever plot. He takes the character Glorious Gordon Godfrey, who has the superpower of inciting hostility and crowds and turning crowds into mobs. That's his job.
Very much so.
He also sends Dr. Bedlam to take out one of Earth's mightiest heroes in yet another indirect, clever way. So we start off with this creature called Macroman.
Yes.
Macroman's just big. He's strong. He's like Titan-sized big.
Huge.
He fights Captain Marvel. What Captain Marvel doesn't know is that he is Dr. Bedlam, an engineered body of Dr. Bedlam with explosives planted in his chest.
So when Captain Marvel wants to change back to Billy Batson,
he calls out Shazam. The electricity sets off the bomb and incinerates Macroman. Dr. Bedlam, though he did go through the death, that's his power. He can change in other villains. He returns to Apocalypse. Billy Batson believes he's murdered someone.
He takes it so hard.
Charred remains of Macroman, and he quits being Captain Marvel. He says, I'll never say it again.
Yeah.
That was the first part of Darkseid's plan, to get rid of Earth's mightiest mortal.
Yeah, and that was a very convoluted plan, but he pulled it off.
He pulled it off.
And it worked.
And next, we see an appearance of another of Darkseid's baddies. What was it? Brimstone. Who believes he is an avenging angel from his god Darkseid, though he doesn't mention him by name.
That's true.
And he's made of molten plasma fire, which means he's as hot as a lightning bolt, essentially.
Right, and I love how this guy looked, too. I loved the colors and, of course, the illustrations by John Byrne. Great-looking villain.
He was menacing, and I got to give to Len Wein. When he started spouting his crazy religious nonsense, it was intimidating.
Well-written stuff.
So who shows up to stop Brimstone but the Justice League? The current Justice League at that time, and they get their butts handed to them.
Big time.
Martian Manhunter's completely ineffective. He can't even come close to Brimstone because his weakness is fire.
Right.
And frankly, the other members of the Justice League sucked at that time.
They definitely did. I couldn't believe how handily they just got the floor wiped up with them.
Well, I'll tell you, all the Justice League members that showed up, I recognize Martian Manhunter.
Right.
It's like, who are these other people?
No idea.
But Justice League was on a serious downslide when the series came out, and guess what? They reinvigorate the Justice League in this series.
Oh, that's right. Nuclear Man, wasn't he there?
Oh, Firestorm.
Yeah.
Firestorm the Nuclear Man. He wasn't, yes. I actually like that character, but he could not get as hot as Brimstone. He couldn't do anything about it.
Very true.
So Brimstone's on the rampage. Glorious Gordon Godfrey is convincing people that superheroes are the enemy, starting riots. This guy should have worked for Donald Trump, I swear.
Exactly. But sidebar, G. Gordon Godfrey, G. Gordon Liddy. I mean, come on, Nixon's lawyer from back in the day. That is an inside baseball.
Well, the first G was Glorious.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why he just went by G.
G. Gordon Godfrey.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have people beating up superheroes throughout, the Flash comes in, he's Kid Flash.
Right.
Just after Crisis became the Flash. He's trying to stop Captain Boomerang, I believe, and the crowd turns on him.
Craziness, yeah. Everything's been incited for crowds to just turn on superheroes and Ronald Reagan
is in the comic.
Makes an appearance.
He passes an executive order outlawing costume superheroes.
Yeah. Villains, not so much.
Not so
Heroes,
much.
yeah.
And there was even a great line where I think it was, no, it's a Blue Beetle. He says, "You're breaking the law." Isn't he?
Isn't he? Yeah.
He's the guy I'm trying to catch.
Yep.
So, we have Batman shows up with Robin in Gotham City to foil another plot.
Yeah.
And Robin gets taken by the mob, and Batman gets hit right in the face with a glass bottle of perfume.
Poor, and he can't see.
And he can't see, so I've never seen this in a Batman comic. Commissioner Gordon convinces him to go away with him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And leave Robin to the wolves, where he says his police officers will save him.
Yeah.
And he's all beat to hell, broken arm, broken leg, concussion.
Poor Timothy Drake. He just gets the...
No, this was Jason Todd.
Or Jason Todd, I mean. He gets the bad side of everything.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Ass beat in the hospital.
Well, we could talk all day about the plot here, so I think I'll speed things up a bit.
Go ahead.
Basically, what happens is Dr. Fate intervenes, doesn't he always? Mm-hmm. He shows up, he grabs the future members of the Justice League.
Yes, he does.
And takes them with him to the Capitol. And there they have the big standoff against G. Gordon Godfrey, who at this time has Darkseid's hellhounds on his side.
Right.
And he's just released an army of parademons on Washington, D.C.
But we would be remiss if we didn't mention
the Suicide
Squad. It's the first
You're right.
Suicide Squad. We
As a side story,
yeah.
Nobody could touch Brimstone.
Right.
The heroes were outlawed. They're on the run.
Right.
So Amanda Waller forms a Suicide Squad with, what rank is he? General Flag? Or
Colonel Flag.
Colonel Flag. He gets Deadshot, the Enchantress, the Bronze Tiger,
yes,
and a few others I don't remember. Oh, yes.
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang and poor Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Blockbuster? No, neither had we until we read Legends. He's big, he's strong, he's kind of like a bad evil Hulk, but not green.
Pretty much. And what's funny is, spoiler alert, Captain Boomerang dies.
No, he doesn't die.
Or he gets his...
Blockbuster dies.
Blockbuster dies, I'm sorry.
He gets grabbed by Brimstone, and Brimstone just burns him alive in his hand. No, that was Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's right. It was Blockbuster.
So, Deadshot, armed with a rifle specifically designed to hit Brimstone's weak spot, shoots him, kills Brimstone. Suicide Squad is then set free.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller wanted to keep him. Colonel Flag said...
was like, no, let him go. We gotta honor our commitment.
We do not go back on our word. He releases them, and that's why the Suicide Squad doesn't work, because they do one mission, then they're free, then they part company.
Right.
Okay. So, we did cover the Suicide Squad.
We did.
Now, on the steps of Washington, D.C., here's the mob. They're getting ready to attack the president in the White House. And the children come forward. You can't you can't attack the mom. Dad, what is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah.
Because, other spoiler alert, the children don't get incited like the adults do.
No, G. Gordon Godfrey does not have the power to incite children. But what he does, he comes up to the girl leading the charge and smacks the holy crap out of her. Barbecue's so good, it makes you want to slap your mama. Pow! The crowd finally realizes that they've been under some kind of control.
Right.
G. Gordon Godfrey makes the wise move of stealing Dr. Fate's helmet, then the very unwise move of putting it on. Shatters his mind forever.
Yep.
And the heroes are back. Oh, and by the way, Reagan was almost shot down, but Martian Manhunter had taken his place.
Right.
So, questions?
Yes. When did you read this story?
Legends I read, I didn't read it when it came out. Mm-hmm. It was sometime after the Byrne Superman came out.
Okay, that's when you got interested.
I was really hot on it, and I heard about Legends. Mm-hmm. And also, remember Justice League was very big.
I do remember
They first appeared in Legends, the new Justice League, well, they were new in the 80s.
Right.
But they did not have Superman.
Nope.
They did not have Dr. Fate, Correct. Wonder Woman.
No.
And I believe that's it. The rest of them did stay intact. Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner was hilarious during this whole thing. He kept calling himself like the one true Lantern.
Okay, so I read it sometime after the Byrne run started on Superman.
Okay.
I went back and read Legends, Krypton, and Man of Steel.
Gotcha.
Okay. What did you think of Desaad / Darkseid's plan?
Convoluted, for sure, but I kind of like. It was clever. I like the way it came together, and just the writing kind of tied it all together to make it make sense.
Well, how about the Suicide Squad? Did you like their first appearance?
I did. The Suicide Squad, and what's funny about that is that picture of Amanda Waller pointing up at Colonel Flag. I remember seeing that a long time ago in what's DC's version of Marvel Universe?
Who's Who?
Who's Who. In DC Who's Who, I believe there's a picture of her pointing, and that was before I knew who she was, but then you read up on who
and
it
now
is.
she's a movie star.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, here's a question for you.
Okay.
Were there any heroes or villains that you think should have been represented in this? It was chock full. And I didn't know much about the Blue Beetle, who was holding down Chicago, which I thought was pretty cool.
And that Chicago actually exists. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Chicago actually exists. But do you think they did a good job representing the heroes and villains that they had? Or
I thought they did. I thought everybody was there that needed to be there.
Yeah.
And I just love the old Justice League getting stomped because they were a crappy team. At the time, they were crappy.
I hear you.
What do you think of the new Justice League?
Oh, what do you mean?
Issue 6, when they introduced it with members that weren't going to show up.
Not impressed.
Really? I remember you guys loving it when Justice League 1 came out.
Yeah, I know.
It was Ken McGuire. It was hilarious. I loved it.
That was good, but I mean, I like what they did in that first issue, number 1 of Justice League, but in this, I don't feel like they were represented like they were going to be in that new run.
Okay, and what is your overall grade on Legends?
I'm going to give this a solid B+. What I felt was the overall story arc was great, but the writing was a little old-timey.
Yeah, that's Len Wein. He talks a lot and says very little.
What do you think, before I ask you your letter grade, do you think they represented enough female superheroes?
I think half of them were female. I think definitely we're going for crossing the gender barrier on that.
There you go. That's where it all began. What's your letter grade on this one?
I give it a solid A, but I'm a Byrne fan.
Yeah.
I love the art so much. I love the Suicide Squad, and I love the new Justice League.
All right. Well,
so, solid A.
Well, that's it. If you have any trade paperbacks, story arcs, graphic novels that you would like to hear or discuss, or hear us discuss, please leave a comment down below. And with that, I've been Ralphie D. Wait, hold
JB, if you're interested in Legends, be sure to check it out because it could be the greatest story you never read.
Also, we'd like to hear what you think. May we all get what we want and never what we deserve?
What?
We'd like to hear what you think. May we all get what we want and never what we deserve.
Maybe. Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right.
That's it.
So long for now, and keep reading Hella Trades.
I missed it again. I'm supposed to end it with that line.
Daughter, pull yourself together.